shared that thing that time. It's crazy.
At least you don't
Um,
have the issue that you were having where you have to close down Discord and hop back in.
yeah, right.
Let me make sure audio is actually being captured. Yep, it is. Okay, good. Good.
Good.
Who wants to be first? Jamie, Xavier, Bueller. Boop.
Right. Hello, can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah.
Perfect. I guess I'll offer this up to everybody first. How's everybody doing today?
Pretty productive day, so I think pretty good. You gonna spoil it for us?
I mean, I'd hope not. I sure hope not. I guess just share briefly. I know, like, it's been a very interesting time up here in Dickinson. We went from 96 yesterday to 60-degree high today.
96.
So,
Oh man, that's a 40-degree swing, huh?
yeah, it's an interesting one.
It was still in the 90s yesterday because it cooled off in Minnesota.
Yeah, it was high in 96, and then it swung to 60 this morning.
Holy cow.
It was nuts. I guess the only quick thing I have, and it's I know I have a ticket open about it, but I just want to kind of touch base about it here so I can kind of keep on that, is just the comm flow amount. I believe somebody responded to my ticket this morning, you netizen.
Mhm.
I just want to kind of check in and be like, what's kind of the thought on that sort of thing?
Yeah, so like let me go right here in flows. So working on your message flows area right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our change that we're making is for you and your your level. We're gonna unlock one flow per activity, so you can make one League of Legends, one Overwatch, one whatever. Actually, no, I think for you, actually, you guys are at the top tier level. You guys get unlimited. You're just gonna get unlocked. You're gonna have unlimited, basically.
Okay.
We just ask you don't make 300 because we do review all of the messages, and so
Of course.
it does take us time. But I don't think that's going to be an issue.
No,
So within
of
reason,
course.
yeah,
And like, we've added a couple new games to our offerings within our program,
Mhm.
as well as like creating comm flows for situations where, like, say, we don't want to send a student that's interested in multiple games, like multiple comm flows of just like, oh, hey, you're interested in Valorant and Smash. Let's just accidentally send you all of those comm flows, especially for some kids in the scholastic space that have like maybe like 5 or 6 games.
Yeah,
Getting hit with like 5 or 6 comm flows all
yeah,
for each individual game can be rough. So like making a comm flow for like multi-game of just like, hey, we see you're interested in like multiple things, and making comm flows that like cover those large scale situations, but not being like, oh yeah, we're gonna make like 700 just for the memes.
yep. Okay, I was trying to figure out where I was at. Are you getting the programs are limited to 5 approved flows? Is that the error
Yes.
message you're getting? Got it.
Yes.
Just want to make sure I'm looking at the right chunker here.
Right on.
Let me go to my program. I'll deal with this one later. If less than 5. Okay, and let's just make sure you're at level 5 on Dickinson. Oh crap, we got you in here twice again.
Oh no.
It's okay. We're working on it. I think this is the right one. Nope, that's program level 1?
I'm double as important, right? If I'm in there twice.
There you are. Yeah, I think one of them is from CCL, I think is where it's at. So, Marty,
Oh.
correct me. They're supposed to be level 5, right? I believe so. I believe you guys are
Correct,
all in on.
correct. They get all of it.
Yep. Okay. No, you are. This second one is from the Great Plains Gauntlet that we held
Oh.
last spring. So that's we'll just merge them in later at some point. So, okay,
Sure.
that update will go out, and you'll be able to make new flows. In as soon as I get it pushed out, it'll be within the next hour and a half. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then my second thing, and it has to do with com flows as well, is
Yep.
like so for our current com flows that are approved, we have like a com flow for Overwatch 2, Chess, Smash, Rocket League.
Mhm.
But they all have the chess.com icon next to them. I'm willing to share my screen or send a screenshot if you want so you can see what I mean.
Should at least get in. Hold on.
Yeah, of course.
You can go back.
It's like for
Oh
some
yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like you probably selected chess.com and when you hit create flow. So we just need to reassign them, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to edit these
Okay.
by hand, I think. That shouldn't be a problem though.
Right.
Yeah, let me make a new ticket.
Another ticket.
Fix Dickinson flow. Okay, I got you. That will be sometime in the next day or two. So
Okay. And the only issues we were running into was just with the com flow. It was just like, my director brought it up to me like, what are our message flow amounts? And I'm like, I'll check. And then just while I'm making the new flows for the two games we're adding, I just noticed like, hey, all of them are
chess.
chess.com. And then Valorant, which is listed as general as well. So it's just like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come check in with this and make sure we're sitting good so we can get it taken
No,
care of.
thanks for bringing it to our attention. We'll get that fixed up so you don't have to keep recreating them and stuff. So
Of course, and I appreciate it regardless. So thank y'all for what you do.
oh, thank you.
Ready?
Have you been
Then
able to get getting over into comms and start opening up conversations? I know you should have probably
yes, I have.
2025. Yeah, it should be where you're going. I am on the final doorstep of getting notifications out to everyone.
Awesome.
So I've been holding off just because I wanted to make sure that our strategy when we turn this on doesn't end up spamming, 20,000 people, and I end up with just a whole lot of problems. So the so we've been very careful and thoughtful about approaching this, but we are on the final threshold here of getting this done. So that's
Of
where we're
course.
at the moment. So
I mean, for us, we've already adopted the situation of due diligence just to make sure that like we're always constantly checking. I mean, we
yeah,
very much look forward to the day that announcements and pings come out, but until then we got a
yeah,
system and it works.
yep, yep. Why did this? Oh, I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh, I think because I logged in with my 002 wrong account.
So
Oh
proud
yeah,
of you.
okay. I'll log out. Log in here.
But anyways, that is it from me. Those were the two things I just wanted to bring up.
All right. Well, you're
Do y'all have
logged
any?
and it's on the way, so you're good to go. So
All right, perfect. Thank you very much, and
cool.
we'll keep in touch.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thanks, Xavier.
Is there a way to auto pending new additions to registration?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Hello. Hey,
Perfect.
hey, Jamie.
Hello. So, we were just wondering if there is a way to auto pen, not auto confirm, people into rosters that people add. So a lot of the coaches are really taking control of their rosters now and adding their own players, which is great and everything. But the way that we found is that they need to reach out to us. We need to press the plus activate button every single time for each of the teams. We were just wondering if there's a way to auto pen them and then like set their ranks and stuff. Or if we're going about this the wrong way completely too, just let us know.
Well, let's walk through it. Let's start with an example team.
Yep, I actually have one up. So it's in our Valorant tournament. Oh, in the settings.
Yep. Excuse me. A little water.
Oh, I didn't know you could get to it that way. That's so cool.
There's a lot of little shortcuts everywhere.
Yep, it's at the very top. It'll be Little Rock High School, LRHS. Yep. And then
Okay.
see how the active button is highlighted? That means they added people to the roster that aren't on here yet. We usually have been just pressing that plus active button to get people onto the pending roster and everything.
So this right
But
here.
is there a way to just like do it for everyone all at once, or do we have to go team by team every single week to make sure that it's all set?
Well, it depends upon what the rules are around adding players. So,
Okay.
what are the rules around adding players to these teams?
We are allowing people to add players to teams until week 2 of season, which is for another 3 weeks. Right now, we're currently in preseason week 2, so for another 2 weeks. That'll
Okay.
be
Yeah.
October 14th. Yes.
Okay. And so then oh man, I need to fix up this UI. That does not look good.
It's okay.
Hold on. I haven't looked at this in so long. That chunker. Are you having them come then through this area? Like they're probably going through, like they
Yes.
go to like Little Rock High School and they add them
Mhm.
here to this list,
Yeah.
and then your instructions are probably taking them to go to like the team, which this is their Valorant team, and then
Yep.
adding them from the list here.
Yep.
Boom. Okay, so they're doing that, and then are you taking them anywhere else, or is that where they stop?
That's where they stop.
Okay. I know that you guys are tiptoeing into this, and
Yes.
you're making sure that you don't overwhelm your coaches, which we 100% appreciate and love. We are huge fans of the ways that you are approaching onboarding to LegalS. 2 thumbs up from us.
1000%.
Yes.
I apologize for all my tickets, though. By the way,
No.
'cause we have, like-
No. You perfectly fine.
Yep.
Okay.
No, you are not jumping into the deep end with both feet and then running out of there screaming like, "Oh my God, we're in so much trouble!" Like you are creeping in the shallow end and working your way in, and we love that. That is the right way
Okay.
to do this. So you are
Thank
doing
God.
everything correct and asking all the questions and making sure you understand and everything is buttoned up. It's perfect.
Okay.
Couldn't have asked for a better client, to be perfectly honest.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. I'll let Chris know.
If we ever meet up, I'm buying you a drink.
Oh my goodness! Time to go to North Carolina. Wait.
Yeah. So the way that we would instruct other teams and schools to do this is they would be going then once they've added them here.
Mhm.
This is the quote unquote team template, and so then we'd be sending them to their rosters, and they see, okay, hey, look, this team is rostered for the Valorant Fall 2024 season,
Mhm.
and they would have an icon over here where then they could edit it. They can also go over here, and on here they would be able to jump into like their rostered area. So that would be if I could go all the way back here, this page, right?
Yep.
And so this is then their tournament roster, and this is actually a subset of the template. So that would be where we would traditionally send them. That said, we do have a big update in our dashboard area that is coming. So where I would, if you ask me in a week where we would send them, I would send them through the dashboard icon. There'll be a dashboard button right up here next to invite, and it's actually
Oh.
there. So if I look at, go here.
Okay.
Uh,
So I'm guessing
block
for
it.
now we keep it the way it is because we don't really want them to learn something that's going to be non-existent in a week or so.
I think so. I
Okay,
don't think
that's
it's
fine.
worth sending them that direction. So I think you're going to be better served if we just hang on for just like a week here. And have you explored the dashboard at all? Because I know we've been very quiet about its launch.
Yeah, we have a little bit. I tried having the method last week that you guys showed us of how to confirm a coach into one place. So if you give them the coach's role in the team profile page, and then we have to go manually into the tournament page ourselves in the back end and then give them the coach role ourselves also. And then you showed us that how if you do it here, it goes to both places. It did not work for us. So we kind of were just like, we'll just pause there. We'll do it the way we've been doing it for now, kind of thing, as we're rolling,
Yeah.
and then wait on it.
Yeah. We've been sussing out edge cases here around this, but
Okay.
in the future, like that button should take them, I believe, to where does it take them? Have I logged in here? I can find out in a second. I forget where I send them. I think I send them to the registration area with that button, which is where they would want to manage it. 1 second. Load. Dash. Yeah. So it would take them to basically this page right here. So if I was Little Rock High School, they click that dashboard icon. First time in, it might be like, welcome back. Need to hit refresh or follow the link again. But the key indicators here are they're in the dashboard area, and then they are up here in the leagues, and they
Okay.
have selected Valhalla.
Yep.
Valhalla. And then so they have their Little Rock High School is right selected, and they have registration. So in this case, you have all the different activities that you have going on. They can click on Valorant, and here is what's going on, right? So we have all different information. This is their team they've registered
Hmm.
right here. And if they want to register a new one, they can create that. But then from here, they would manage their event roster. And you'll see by clicking on Manage Event Roster, they have that unrostered person right there. They can just flip that on.
Oh, they would just need to click that so that they can do it
Yeah.
themselves. Okay.
And then they're in. So Miss Jenna now is in on the roster. So now if I was to jump back to Valhalla, I don't know where are we at here. Go back to the Valorant Fall 2024 and look at the rosters and look at Little Rock, you'll see there's confirmed staff Miss Jenna, and she's no longer in the active list. So this would be a more self-serve kind of process. And then you're seeing, oh, look, we're missing members. We need a manager. So I would come through and be like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and go to Miss Jenna. Let's make her the manager as well. And so now we're buttoned up. We're good to go. So then at that point, then they can head over to activities and teams, and they can see their schedule for their upcoming schedule for Valorant. Is incorrectly says lost, but that'll be fixed here in a minute. And they can see exactly what's going on. So yeah, there's also here where they can take a look at their roster. This will pop in. This is slow on my computer.
All good.
And they can do this as well. Manage it as well here by selecting both again the dashboard, the activities button, and then they can filter down if they want, or they can just leave it whatever, but filter down to this. Here's their team template, and then that's their roster. This is their full schedule of when they're playing. Then this links out to their standings, right? Goes out to your stats page, goes to your schedule, overall rules handbook, all that stuff, and then yeah. So
Perfect.
we're getting there. It's in a better state. I have an update going out here in a little bit, but this would be where I would want to point them, probably like next week.
Okay,
So
sounds good. Probably we'll make a video about it like we've been doing and then
Yeah.
point them that way once it's done. And then test it out too with our coaches that are doing all of it themselves too.
Yeah.
Really quickly, my other question is if you want to use the API to score a report for teams, does one person on each team needs to have their Riot ID in there, correct? Can it be a detached account?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That's good to know. Just wanted to let the coaches know that they can put the Riot IDs in because we have some teams that are like 5 players of 12-year-olds, so they don't really want the kids to claim their account yet. But then that's like detrimental to the other team and unfair to them that they have like 15, 16-year-olds that have attached accounts and then, they can't use the API button because of that.
to be clear, it needs to be this.
Oh shoot. Okay, what is that?
That is the actual Riot ID. The way that I'm able to hit the API and look up information is I have to have that ID.
Where do you
That-
find that?
yeah, that's
Oh.
the connection process. Let me think about this. How we do this for.
That's
That should
okay.
be-
If anything, we can sit on it, come back to it another time. Right now, we're not too worried about the API. It's just a nice function to have, honestly. But the coaches and players, honestly, are just doing it the way they're supposed to for now, where they're doing it
Yeah.
manually.
Let me see if Valorant gives me a lookup by name.
Does Riot not expose that ID in the like account settings? I haven't tried, but I didn't know if you knew.
I don't know. I doubt it. It's a pretty
I'm just gonna go look real quick.
yeah.
Guys, unfortunately, I have to leave. But Jamie, thanks for being a model, TO.
Oh,
In every
thank
way.
you. Thank you.
Yes, and this is a great question. Getting detached accounts to get the API connected. Yeah, I'm excited to see how this turns out. I'll see you
How
guys
would
later.
Thank you. And then if you do the connections and you just connect it by adding account normally and just put in your Riot ID name, it connects it if it's a actual account too, right? Or do you have to do the
Okay.
same thing here?
What was that?
Never mind. One question at a time. Sorry.
I don't know what my account ID needs to be.
Yeah,
Like,
Riot does not tell you the ID, but I have my Riot connected to different services, so I'm trying to see if one of those
oh, game name
will expose it.
tag.
You know, try to find some workarounds.
A8HP. I do have a lookup. If you have, let me see if it's case sensitive.
You want to try mine?
It is not case sensitive. That's great. What is yours? What's your game name and then the stuff after the discriminator?
My Riot ID is Drunk Cookies, and my tagline is 0317.
Cool.
Cool. So you can do that.
I can do that. Yeah.
Can you do that for detached accounts only?
Yes.
Because if you're getting the name and the tag, then you can find the ID and associate the ID automatically. Then, right?
Correct. Yeah, and I can do it how I set other things. Let me see where my member controller. I think it's down here somewhere. Adding connection. Exempt duplicates for switch. Can do for Riot ID for detached only, right?
Yeah, detached.
I don't think it's detached only. I think even if you have like a kid, right? Maybe.
Yeah,
no,
but if
that's-
it's a real account, we want them to connect the Riot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we want proof. Yeah.
that's why I said detached only. Would rather off OAuth where possible.
Okay. My API got shown on stream. You're gonna have to edit that one out.
I can do that. Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
remind me in the morning, but I can do that.
Oops.
Oh well.
Let me see. I don't know what that is. Reminder. Okay.
Dakota says no, don't.
So yeah,
Don't worry, Dakota. I'll give it directly to you.
I did not expect that API key to come out. Yeah, you might just want to clip out this whole Riot thing when I'm looking at it. Okay,
That's
no
fine.
more. Yeah, no more. Let me just make sure this is here. So
Okay.
if you're tuning back in after that cut, we were just working on getting Riot IDs based upon the game name and tagline.
So
Just make it- I
we'll
can't
just
make a
wait
new
on
one.
it.
I don't want Dakota. I can't make a new one. Yeah.
Okay.
I have to go through the whole approval process. It's a big deal. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you guys so much. I actually have to go. I have my own office hours to host really quickly. So thank you
Alright.
guys so much for your answers.
Yep. All right. We'll
Okay,
get that in
bye,
for you
guys.
later. Yep.
Hey,
Yo,
buddy.
Dakota. What's up?
So a few different games. Some of them we have set as like a best of series, some as a game score high. But for the last game in each series, when they're trying to input the score and then select the winner, it's resetting the score to 1-0. I'm actually grabbing the link in video for you right now.
Do you
So
have
Valorant was one. If you go to there should be like the Lake Michigan region, Lake Michigan Shore.
We had someone with that like last
Round
week
one?
or the week before.
which one?
WOHS, that one, yep. Zealand, WOHS. Yep, and then game 2. They're trying to put in 13-1, Zealand 13, WHOS 1. And when they were doing it, it was resetting it when they select the winner.
Yeah. Do you have on my score?
I tried setting that as -1 because I didn't know if, like,
Yeah.
you know, some places it's -1 if you don't want it to be, and some places it's 0.
I mean, it's,
Forget who had that issue because someone else had that same issue.
Now,
like a
this
week
is
ago.
also an issue with a best of series 1. And it's just the last game, right? Because the other one worked fine.
yeah, I think
Really, if we complete this though, won't it just pull in the results anyways? For Val
Yeah.
at least.
why what the hex?
Is it because the API already ran? Go down to proof of results.
No.
No.
And it doesn't look like they have. Oh, they should. I mean,
Yeah,
you should just like,
confirm the results. Is that, or maybe reset it and see if it pulls them in.
It
can
happens
just-
when it goes into verifying. So
Yeah, so reset it before verifying and then put it into verifying again. That's what I did with another one, and then it actually pulled it in.
now are you making sure that the kids are putting them in as
One that they're playing on.
that it's not private? There's the option when you make
Oh, that's probably what it is.
kids like to do that because
Yeah, they
Kids.
don't want people tracking them.
yeah. So if
Or video
that is
cam, yeah.
if that is enabled, I don't get the API. So yeah, it looks like it's not
Ah,
finding it. So that is okay, let's
Tracker has
just-
to be enabled. Okay.
get it
Should
really fast.
be enabled for at least one hit on the team. least one.
Yeah. Well, it's not it's actually like when they make the match. When
Oh,
you
not hide
click-
match history.
Yes, hide from match history. That has to be off. They can't hide it. So otherwise the API doesn't store it.
Yep, that makes sense.
Just go straight to the debugs.
Some of these teams are very competitive, so I
Yeah,
assume.
I-
But I do have it in the rule set that you do not put on hide match history, so that should be off. So if they do have it on and that's the issue, I can talk to them about that.
Yeah.
Which I assume it is then.
it's probably just an overlooked setting half the time.
Yeah.
Man, I've played Valorant maybe like 2 times.
Yeah, for our college teams, we always have hide match history on. It's just by
I've-
default.
I've produced more matches than I've ever played of Valorant. It's just not my game.
Yeah.
Now Rocket League's my game. I have way too many hours. And a lot of the hours is just forgetting to turn off the game at the end of a broadcast, and then it stays on
Yep.
overnight.
Oh yeah. Other question was any update on custom activity or adding shoutcasting as an activity? So I really want to add League OS for LOS Portal for colleges to see. It's
Right.
LOS Portal is going to be part of our marketing strategy for the spring season.
Yep. Okay, so what I've done, go back over to here. So we do have shoutcasting. You already have it in here, I believe, right? We already have shoutcasting. Yeah.
It was a custom one, but I think I have to switch it to your guys.
No, so it is going to say as a custom at the moment, I think. Were we
Yeah.
talking? Was it the
Yeah,
discussion?
the
that we were gonna-
issue is you can't make a team with it.
You can, but it has to be done in line. So do you have a season here?
Yeah, so I do have a season. Oh, do you mean inline, like you have to go to the season and make it there? Because
Yeah,
I
you have
just
to do
go
it in the
there with it.
registration flow for a season.
Yep.
So like you
So-
won't be able to use dashboard currently for it.
Well, actually, you can kind of actually.
I
So,
said right now.
Let me see if I can,
it's like, my
play around and
question
get
is,
that showing up.
this is totally AI generated, isn't it?
Yeah, you like that?
There's no way that's not AI.
Yeah, it is.
It's doing its best, okay?
The whole thing actually looks cool because you have several submissions, and it's like a bunch of roads that lead to the stadium. That's the state championship.
The question I actually have is, are the kids competing as a school, or are they competing completely individual with no school relation at all?
Individual.
Individual. So if they were not a part of a school team, they can register and they can basically participate as just an individual.
Yes, but we are making them like still be attached to a school.
Okay, you do want to have them attached to a school though.
Yeah, just for yeah, it's like a member benefit, the competition, so it has to be an MSF member.
Okay,
Well,
then yeah, so then we'll still have that. So
and I just updated the registration modules. I added them in, so that's probably why now it's showing up with the. Yeah, I didn't have that before. Register your team.
yeah. They'll still have to do that. I want to point out, and I'm calling this out. We're in a logic loop right now around what is going to show in this box. We have a fairly aggressive lockdown coming to prevent people from making rogue teams, which I know everyone will appreciate, as long as we get it right. So I'm mucking around with it right now.
What's the problem
So-
with rogue teams? Or I guess what's the issue?
Me.
I mean, like, no, people like just making too many teams. We've had a couple other leagues come through and talk about how they don't want the ability to actually create teams in line, and so we've had to figure out the solution here. For Michigan, it's really going to come down to this: you're locking the region. So the trick here will be make sure that our regions are assigned to all our teams.
Basically, I have
you-
spreadsheets and I have a Python. I wrote a bunch of Python, and then I'm hitting
Cool.
the APIs to update regions. I haven't done it for everything yet because I was originally, I was going to filter by region. That's why I was updating them all to bring them into the stages, but the stage filtering doesn't work or isn't built to filter by region. So then I stopped doing that and just brought them in
It is.
manually.
It does. Well, when you do the manual stuff, when it does it automated, it will filter them in by region, explicit.
When you do it automated, it does filter.
Yeah. So I need to. It's when you are. I think because you have This is what I need to fix up for you. Because most people don't do this. surprisingly. The idea being under this rosters where you do this, right?
Yeah, I would like to do that and just have it bring in the filtered ones. And you're talking about the automate stage rosters, right?
Yes, when that is on, it will, if any conferences, divisions, regions, whatever are set, only confirm teams that meet the criteria. And that is what I call a strict, which means that if they don't have a region set and you set a region on this stage, then they will not qualify. They will not
Will
come
it
in.
take people out? Does that
Uh,
make sense? If I update them after?
The only way it takes them out is, yeah, it would take them out. If you automate it and then you go through a roster, let's say like Baraga, whatever, like if they didn't have Northern Michigan Saginaw and they were in the Northern Michigan area and you turn that on and then you hit save on this roster, it would pull them out of that season or out of that stage. So
Okay, that's what I want to.
Yeah. So the goal here for us will be, I mean, we will want to turn it on probably. The trick is also it does active rosters. So if they come through, and I don't know if you have do you have
We don't
Team
want to
Asia
touch
set?
anything right now
Yeah.
because we have it so that we deactivate all teams and then we have our schools just activate the JV teams that showed up. And then
That's right.
our JV stage pulls in. And actually, it worked out really well Wednesday for our Fortnite teams. We only have like 15 Fortnite JV. We told most schools not to even run JV, but with 15 teams still, I think like 8 showed up, activated. They all got matches. They were all there. So
Yeah.
worked out really well. All the varsity games were still runnable. Everything worked.
Yeah. What I need to do for you though is I need to give you, this was at Teams by Season tier.
Yeah.
I should probably filter this based upon
Like add
the
filtered.
yeah, with this as well. I don't think many people use this primarily. So I will, yeah, I'll add some more options here to bringing in the right teams. So that way, yeah.
If I'm like 1 week into the season, first games are played,
Mhm.
and let's say a team drops, is there a way to keep those matches round and just remove the other ones and regenerate the schedule for the rest of the season?
It depends on how you generated the schedule. Was it a round robin?
Yeah.
This is if you can you can define the
Or-
logic of
Yeah,
how
that's what I was
you can
thinking.
remove a team from a round robin and then re-manipulate it, you're good to go. We went through this a couple weeks ago with another league, and it was like, I don't think that's possible. It was Nebraska. They had generated their entire season, and then when they played the first week, or no, they had scheduled. They like the teams were starting to talk to each other for week one, and then they had a team drop. And it's like, can we just take them out and then renegotiate all of them? And I was like, there's no way. I have no logic to be able to
Yeah,
do that.
even in IGL, because we had a 6-week round robin, it was random draw. When you have teams that would drop out or had multiple forfeits and got removed, I had to manually rework the schedule for any team that was affected by that one team being removed. Even Kyle couldn't figure it out, so we just did it manually, and it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what we've been doing. And like it wasn't a problem all week. We only had one team drop like Tuesday, one team drop Wednesday, but today we had like 3. But we had like 4 teams want to join that were like, oh, we made teams. We didn't know we had to join the season. And it's like, and these are teams that played with us for years, so we know they're not going to drop their teams.
Right.
So, but
There's
some of them
a
are easy,
reason
right?
why I switched to Swiss for the amateur league instead of round robin was because of reworking schedules for 3.5 years. I was like, nope, not doing that anymore.
But for the
Got a few extra
varsity,
players.
that kind of makes me think for. Yeah, but
You
this is
can run
varsity.
Swiss for varsity.
level. I don't think,
Varsity should be Swiss.
but we want them to play in person too. So if you have a game with somebody week 6, 5,
Yeah,
and you know about it early, you can actually set that up and go play in person, which teams are already doing.
Which I love that. That's pretty awesome.
Now, not every region can do that. I think Detroit and Grand Rapids can. The other ones are kind of iffy if they can. And the other ones are kind of the ones that are more flaky too. So
Yeah, so I don't think I have a good way for you to rework around robin. You're gonna have to do it manually. It's just not feasible.
Yeah. that's fine. Like I said, it's not a big issue. We only had two
Yeah.
teams total that had 2 forfeits, I think, over 4 days. So not a big varsity level, anyways. JV, now that we're queuing, like I don't think we had any forfeits. Solo
Yeah.
game, solo smash, we only had 1 forfeit. And that's because like some kid got stuck in between like registration hell and he was not supposed to be registered and active, but he somehow got pulled in. I don't know. I gotta like look at why he's getting pulled in because he's not active.
We have. Let me see. Go to app area. These are the updates for the smart queue system. I'm pushing this out in just a couple minutes, and we're running now daily tests with the NJCAA. I don't know if they're not in here.
For the smart queue, do we have to set every team as the main queue or what queue they're going to be in?
Nope. So they'll go to the roster page. They can either do it here or they can go over to dashboard and do it, but they'll select whichever slot they want. So if I make, inactive, set them inactive, then they can pick which slot they want. So whether it's 6:15, 7:15, 8:15, whatever, and then they activate for that slot.
All
And
right,
then,
that button is way better having it split like that.
yeah.
It makes way more sense.
Yeah, I know. Everyone is confused. So they activate it. Once it's active, they're locked in. And that pushes them into the stage, and then it's automated at this point. So all of the regular season. I'm gonna move a couple things around here, but
Yeah.
so unpaired teams, whether by match, no match. We talked about that last
Yep.
week, I think, with you. So they get a by match now, and they have 3 slots going for. But and then we have a force run. So if something f's up, you can just delete the matches, micro adjust it, and then hit force run, rerun the slot for you.
Oh, sweet. That's
And
big.
then the random and ranked are now in and working as well. So if you want to swap your Swiss over to Smart Queue, that'll work. I'm going to pull a lot of this kind of UI over into the matches area on the scheduler. So this chunk here at the top where we're used to seeing kind of like
Yep.
moving through the scheduler stuff. So still kind of moving things around there. But this is automated. So a couple pieces I'm still cleaning up, but those will be done here. We're running that tonight at 6:15. So in the next hour, I have some just micro updates to push out to make it better. But so we'll be running these slots tonight, and then they're like, "Let's just do every single one." I was like, "Please don't." It's like, can we do just one at a time, and we'll work our way into this?
All or nothing.
Yeah, all or nothing. And I was like, let's baby step this. But
How much
yeah.
time do they have to queue?
That's also a new one. So we have sequencing. There's a new smart queue activation window. So time before the start time of a slot when teams can activate themselves. I haven't put the logic in, but the parameters there. So they'll give them probably like 15 minutes, right? So if you want, oh yeah, so that's that's why need to fix that. It's not. I'm on dev right now. You would set that to 15 or 30, and then they wouldn't be able to activate themselves until they're in that activation window. So if the slot is at 6:15, they want theirs to be at 15 minutes. So at 6 o'clock they show up, they can activate. 6:15 the matches are generated, and then they have 15 minutes to get coordinated with the other team and start the match by 6:30. Results are due a couple hours later. So
Yep.
and that's check-in window. Yeah.
Cool.
So
All right. So we will switch over to that. Let me know if it is set after, ping me tomorrow and be like,
Yep.
hey, things working, and I'll swap it over from our Swiss.
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to swap that over from if I already have one round of Swiss?
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. Yep. I mean, behind the scenes, it uses either ranked or random.
Yeah.
If it's ranked, then it uses the same. I actually just took the Swiss pairing code and just pulled it out and just unified it.
Yep.
So it just does the pairings now. So both of them use the same
Yep.
code base.
Yeah, that's why I assumed it was same logic in there. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
We actually talked about it. So registration is open for shoutcasting, so I got to send out an email on that. Um, I
Yeah. So if we looked at, let me see.
think we covered
Yeah,
everything then. And then you're gonna look at the scoring, Y scores.
What's your school? Which one are you on? Can I,
West. I don't coach. Well, I'm an assistant coach now, but West Catholic.
am I
Or not
on one of
West
the? Am I
Catholic.
on the team in here? I don't think I am. Let me check myself.
Yeah,
I'm
you can
not.
add yourself to it. Just test it out.
Actually, we'll do something different. New feature. New feature. Who's one of your coaches that has like a lot of registrations?
Bill Dixon.
Good old Bill.
Bill.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
She don't.
Coach
Coach
Dixon.
Dixon. Yep. Oh yeah, that's another bug. They have over 100 kids on their roster, and I think there's a bunch of places where the number stops at 99. I think they have 350 kids on their esports team.
That's awesome.
Yeah. If we ran JV and club still, they probably would all play with us, but we don't have that capacity.
Sure you do.
Yeah, I wish.
That was
You
East
think-
Kentwood High School.
Yeah, East Kentwood. There was something earlier. We had somebody trying to register that came from Southwest Michigan, and I pulled in their school. But we ended up figuring it out. It like wasn't letting her register teams at first until I pulled in another team.
Yeah, there'll be some there. I've already fixed a couple of issues on that
Yeah.
front, actually. Let me see.
Cool.
Let me see here.
We might actually cancel our NBA 2K season and just have all the kids come to the state championship and play a tournament.
That'd be cool.
It's on local host here. Okay. Two? No. Four? Mixing and matching. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so East Kentwood Leagues, Michigan. Let's see. So you don't have conference division regions for these for the
Some of
schools.
them
You haven't
should.
set up,
Like
yeah,
our
so you haven't set
team should. Those should have
yes.
regions.
You set them on the teams though, right? Did you
Yeah.
set them on the team or on the school?
They should be set on the teams.
Is that what you
Division
want to
and
set them
region.
on? Or do you want them on the
Yeah.
school?
So on the teams. The reason
Okay.
being because we have different amount of teams playing per game, and we built out the regions. You know, we basically took teams, their schools, and then we ran a clustering algorithm to cluster them
Yeah.
based on school zip codes.
Yep.
And then we took those clusters and combined them to build our regions, and we have to do
Right.
that per game.
Okay. And so then your script is then assigning that region to the teams that they create, basically.
Yep.
Okay. Got it.
So regions won't match up cross game.
Right. Across game but even then, could they ever have an Overwatch team in two Overwatch teams in different regions? Like their
Yes.
varsity could be in region A and JV could be in region B?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we have very low JV, which we again pushed not to have JV, I think the only two signed up. We took the JV, merged it with varsity, and we put the JV into a different region.
Right.
And we kind of used them as like filler to make some of the UP regions bigger.
So if we set this to active really quickly, reload this page. So the new registration would be shoutcasting right here. And then this is region list, right?
Yeah, it won't have a region.
Yeah,
Or
so then
division,
they would have the ability then to create their team right here. You can do that. There's the varsity, and it will register for them.
And
they
then
can
do
come through.
they? Okay, they can just add any player. Sweet.
Yep. Add whoever they want. So if they want Grant Songer, Spar Arfis, and then check them and bring them in onto the team. I'll clean this up, don't worry. But there you go. So now they're already in all the way in. So if I look at like your shoutcasting events on here under rosters, I'll have to refresh because I'm not linked up with my bus. But there's East Kentwood Varsity EK. Now it does not follow your naming conventions when we go through that way. So I don't know what your naming conventions are. So
No, it's fine.
that's one of the things that we got to work through. But at least it shows that. So
Yep. All we need is their name, so we can link it to the points, and then we'll manually put in like points and stuff for them.
yeah. Oops.
Oh, you don't have to
Haven't done-
remove all registrants button.
I don't know. Do I?
No, you don't.
I don't know.
You do not.
It'd be cool if you
Yeah.
could control click those.
Control
And
click
just
which
delete.
ones?
The two, so you just control click through the ones you want gone, and then hit the delete button. It removes all the ones. So if you have like 5, 6, control click,
Oh, I
click. You delete them all at once.
So control click and then a shift click.
Shift click.
Shift would, if you shift clicked, so if you click shift click, it would grab a whole amount between those two clicks. If you hold down control and click a bunch of different ones, it only selects those that you've clicked while having control down. Kind of like Excel.
One of the things I love this. So clearly need to clean that one up. I think we've been talking about this internally, but I think we're gonna make all of the admin stuff into its own app for league stuff, and that will give me the ability to really work with those types of interfaces a lot easier.
You mean without like
Just-
worrying about breaking stuff
Front-end
back
stuff.
and forth when you're doing stuff?
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
so
sense.
front end will be separated, and then the front end will also be a lot faster download because there won't be all the UI for all the admin that is pulling in as well. So it'll cut the
Yep.
front end download probably well over 80%. So because the vast majority of the code for these league sites is all the admin, right? Like it's
Yep.
pretty lightweight on the front end. So
Yeah.
that'll make those sites load a lot faster. So that's kind of where my head is at, mostly because I've also got, I have Dashcoms compiling into a native app with Electron now. I'm just working on the auto update aspect of it. So that way that's kept in sync like Discord does. Once that's in place, then I'll probably start studying out the admin stuff for league stuff as well. Once I get all the pipeline and deployment processes all buttoned up. But
Yeah.
that's the thought.
That's
So
always a pain.
yeah.
Yeah, Discord and LeagueOS chat sync when.
Don't worry,
for
I've been
chat.
asking for
That's
2 years now.
that's a monster ass task.
Yeah. Wait, let's go back over to here.
It would be
So-
insane though.
Is he not
Yeah.
on any of the teams? He must not be on any of the teams.
No, he is. I
See
wonder
that?
if this is an issue where I think when the new ACL system was put in place, he's one that it put him as a player for everything.
Oh, there it is. It just
Wait,
took a
he should be
while.
on the teams then.
Yeah. So these are all of his teams. We can look at like his Mario Kart. Let me see what teams he's on. Oh, I just need to save these matches. Yeah. Eventually there will be a team chat. They have match chat, admin chat as well. These are the different ones. Hillsdale High School.
How far out
Um,
is the score? Because I think for the score stuff, I don't know if you need to bring over the whole thing at first, but just the very basic stuff like input,
For the-
score, confirm.
Yeah, for the right panel. I'm gonna try and poke away at a couple pieces of that this weekend. So I'd like to get the basics of it in place.
Mhm.
Hopefully, just to get to where it's a beeline to get them operational, so they can do what they need to do over here in comms. So, but there's still a lot of kind of things to clean up in this space. But I just want to get the functionality, and then we'll move the UI around appropriately once we get there. So, are you guys using Discord chat? Is that what you're using at the moment?
No, we're doing League OS chat as our preferred, but we are creating threads on Discord at the same time because I think 75% of our coaches are still used to that and they're using them. But our
Mhm.
new coaches, some of them, their schools do not. They have banned Discord.
Yeah.
So for those coaches, they have to use League OS chat. So our coaches know that, and they all check League OS chat first. Or if Discord's up and they're talking on, they'll use that second.
Yep. So this small updates here will start to roll out tonight and tomorrow. So slightly become more functional over the next couple days, and then notifications will start going out this weekend as well. I'm telling you, hey, you have new messages, blah blah blah. I got to be careful with that. I don't want to spam everyone though, so we're easing into that as little as possible.
New messages
So-
where, like in emails and stuff.
Yeah, you'll be getting an email, like a daily roll up kind of email, like, hey, you have new messages, or you know, we
I
got
like
messages.
when somebody requests a reschedule, does the other team get a email for that? So we get
No, but
emails for that
should
for other platforms.
I should put that in. That's an obvious one, right?
Reschedule requests, yeah. And then it tells you like if they're confirmed, if they're rejected, if there's like a comment on it or something. I get pinged on Discord, and I get an email.
Yeah, that's an obvious one. I'll drop that in. Okay. So, yeah, we're getting there. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. So,
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for the help.
okay.